hit the record button. Right, I think that's working. Our video is stable, it seems to me, and yeah, now we're in record mode, which is awesome. I don't see the timestamp, but let me just see if I can add no, it doesn't show the timestamp, so that's fine. I'm just going to go to my questions, and then we're going to do the proverbial clap, I say, and get started with this recording. So,
all right.
Do it again. Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Bonita. I am one of the mentors for the Wedding Academy. I look after Africa, the US, and the Middle East as a mentor. And with me this evening, I've got Leabaneng, Salawi, all the way from Botswana. We're just doing a little bit of a coffee and catch up. I wanted to introduce everybody to a student so that you really get to know us and get to know what the learning experience is like with the Wedding Academy. So, grab a cup of tea. It's a kind of a chit chat session so that, you get to know us, you get to know firsthand from a lovely student what it's like to be studying with us at the Wedding Academy. Leabaneng, I've introduced myself. Would you like to just tell us where you're from, a little bit, what your business is called? And yeah, just introduce yourself.
Thank you, Bonita. Good evening, everyone. My name is Leabaneng from Botswana. I am a wedding stylist and a bit of planning. And my business is called Komotsing Events and Garden. I say a bit of planning because I feel I'm more inclined to wedding styling as opposed to planning. But if my clients want me to do the wedding planning, I can do that for them. That's why I say I do a bit of wedding planning.
And you're based in Botswana, right?
Sorry?
You're based in Botswana.
I'm based in Maun, Botswana.
Okay.
Yes, it's when we started with it was Komotsing Gardens, and the idea was to run a one-stop shop for weddings, whereby we've got a venue and then we've got equipment. But it evolved with time, and now we are trying to do away with the garden and remain with events only.
Okay, there's certainly a lot going on with you, and I think every wedding planning business with things like a venue together with there's a lot of possibilities around there, and I think trying to make sense of all of that as to where to go first is really important. So I will share your social media links as well, and obviously I can't even pronounce your wedding business's name properly, but we will share the social media handles with you. So this is more, our chat is really more about you, Leabaneng. When did you start thinking about becoming a wedding planner? How did the idea for your business kind of come about?
Well, Bonita, I think I've loved weddings from way back, maybe around 2006. I used to have a friend who was doing weddings. She was a wedding stylist, I would say. And I would occasionally go with her to events and assist with setups. And that continued until around 2010, when I was transferred to another town and left in Gaborone. And then somehow I drifted away from the weddings, but the passion remained. Probably until 2017, when I had to, when I was tasked with organizing and designing my brother's wedding. That's when the passion was reignited. And then I said, probably this is the time I should consider setting up a business in the wedding industry. That's how the community events and garden was founded.
And you had a venue, in Man originally available for you to start the business. That's an incredible journey. I mean, from 2006 to 2020, it's 4 years later. It's a 4-year journey so far, isn't it?
Yes, it's a 4-year journey.
Yeah.
I had land actually.
Mm-hmm.
Before I started, and then when the idea came up, that's when I thought maybe I should convert that piece of property into a garden, and then started the business on garden and events.
Okay, but your background is really different. I mean, when I speak to prospective students,
Totally different.
I say to them, I often use you in my conversations. I use you as an example. I mean, your ears must be burning. And I say, am I correct in remembering that you're actually a air traffic controller?
Yes, I'm an air traffic controller. It's totally different, but it's not that different because air traffic control, it's more on organization, attention to details, working under pressure. So I built on those attributes to become a wedding planner and stylist.
Those are all transferable skills, but and people are so surprised when I say, there's this student who we've got, this woman, this phenomenal lady who we've got studying with us, and she made the transition from air traffic control to wedding planning and styling, and people fall off their chair. And I mean, it's such an unusual journey, and but it's whatever you're because you don't think of the two as together. So I often use you when I speak to people, and it's I think you're right. As surprising as a different career path is, there are just those skills that you have that are transferable, no matter, even if you think they're not. And exactly, you mentioned attention to detail, working under pressure, being organized, and all of that. Those are skills that you need as a wedding planner and as a wedding stylist. So, what a transfer and what a journey. So, I mean, it's unbelievable. So you started the business in 2006 or 2007, 2008? When did you start officially with Komatseng Garden and Weddings?
Officially, I started in 2017.
Okay.
2017 November.
Wow.
That's when we started the garden and the events. We continued up until just after joining the academy.
Yes.
Then I realized I need to break the two, separate the two, the garden, the venue to be on its own, and then the wedding style and the planning on its own.
Yeah, absolutely. And but you started with the academy, I think, only last year. I believe it was on October, wasn't it? You started your journey with us.
August.
Oh, was it August? Oh my gosh. You see, life is a time warp for me, and I completely, there's so many people and there's so many, journeys that we get to see, and it feels, it feels like you've been with us for a lot longer. And I do remember, I do remember speaking to you, and I do remember, you saying to me, oh my gosh, I've got this, I'm in Botswana, and you're our first student from Botswana, which is also why, besides the fact that you're an air traffic controller, also the other reason that you stood out for me, because obviously I speak to a lot of people about getting started in the industry. We'll get on to separating your business and how this has changed for you in the academy, but I wanted to find out from you, what made you decide to take the step to kind of get training versus, continuing on your own?
Well, Bonita, I started without any formal training, and I spent a lot of time on the internet, more copying other people's work, because that's all. I think that is what most of the people do. will think we can just go into this industry without formal training, and then we just look at other people's pictures and then we copy and paste them for our clients. Well, I continued like that, but it came to a point where I felt it was boring for me. It became boring for me because sometimes you copy some other people's work, you cannot even post it because you're afraid the person will realize, no, that's not your work, it's actually my work. That drove me to really get out and try and find where I could enroll for formal training.
Yeah.
And I think because I was following a lot of people who are into events, somehow they then decided to pop up this the wedding academy, and then I started following it. And then later on, I learned that the academy offers some courses on wedding styling, wedding planning, and that's it. That's how I joined the academy.
Yeah.
And then, to tell the truth, Bonita, you are the one person who really managed to convince me to join the academy. You remember that time I was in Ghana. I was attending a conference in Ghana.
Oh my gosh, somehow it's crazy to try and speak to you. I remember this. Oh my gosh, it's coming back to me. You were like, I will do this, I will do this. I think we did a boot camp or something. And I was like, no, there's no pressure. There's absolutely no pressure. Do it when you can. But, you know, I remember, oh my goodness, you reminded me about it. It was crazy. So you were in Ghana and I told you, no, you've got to do this.
I was in Ghana attending a conference, and then when I looked at the pricing, the payment plan, I said, oh no, this is something I cannot afford. But you kept on pushing me and said, no, just do it when you are ready. And then somehow I just found myself giving the card details. And that's how I joined. And here we are.
Oh, look, I mean, we do have payment plans, and that is a reality of you know, of life. And what I say to people, and I think I maybe I said this to you when we were talking about pricing, and is this, you know, because it's not cheap, it's expensive. And especially, you know, from an African perspective, we don't earn dollars. Yeah? So it's even more expensive for us. So, you know, in Africa, and, you know, any other currency that's not dollars or pounds, but, you know, it's an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your business, and you build that, you know, from a business plan, you build in the training that you've done into what it is that you're spending. So it's the same as paying for a piece of software. You know, it's an investment in your business, and you know, the business itself, you know, you'll reap that back. You'll be able to recoup that back. So I remember, so you enrolled in August, but then I remember that you had a question about a new bride that you had, a new client that you had, and you wanted to do something really original, and you were like completely stumped. Just for those people who don't know, we offer, as the Academy, we've got a student Facebook group, and we throw all the students in there. And one of the things I say to students is, please use the Facebook group for students, because you're going to get a lot of support, and you can throw mad ideas in there. We're going to help you. You know, students help you, the mentors help you, etc. But I remember this one time where you posted in the Facebook group, I think maybe you emailed me as well. It was towards the middle of last year, shortly after you enrolled. And you said, this bride has come to me with a color scheme. I have no idea what to do with it. I just don't even know. And I think it was Christine that also helped you, but I know that there was a lot of comments. I commented on your post, and, you know, and I do remember, you know, yeah. Can you, you know, that you posted pictures about how it turned out. Can you describe what, you know, how that helped you or didn't help you, or how, what was going on? Because I don't remember, but you do.
Well, I think the color scheme, the color palette was not very common for me. That's why I kept on asking, requesting for assistance from the the Facebook group. I can't remember, but I think it was
It was navy blue.
beige.
Yes.
Okay, navy blue and silver.
No, I think the suggestion came out that you needed to use rose gold. I mean, I voted. I think it was kind of a voting situation. We came to kind of a consensus that we said you look at your color wheel again. And I know it was in the very beginning of your journey. So I was like, oh, what are we going to do? But the only thing I remember, I mean, I remember that it was a problem. And then I remember that there was a whole bunch of communication going on, including some help with Christine and one of our other mentors who sits in Australia. And then the next thing I remember, I think it was early December last year, you just posted these beautiful pictures about this wedding. And it was amazing.
Okay, I remember now. The color palette was beige and bagadi.
Yes, magenta. The same color.
No, there was no magenta.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
I can't remember, but somehow you guys helped me, and then it came out beautifully. Like you said, the pictures were beautiful. I just managed because of your help. And Christine, you really helped me.
I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. But I mean, this is it. I mean, remember, this is one of the things that I keep on saying to people. Like, if you don't, the bigger thing is this is an online course and you are doing it on your own, but you're not really doing it on your own because you've got this community of people that is around there to help you. And it doesn't matter how stupid the question is. If there's no such thing as a stupid question. And, in terms of the community, that's what it's there for. And the more you use the student Facebook group, the better, the more value you get from it. If you're active in there, people get to know you. It's a conversation and it's very open. Have you managed to catch any of Kylie's live sessions, that she does on a Friday since it started?
So what's the question again?
Have you managed to catch any of the live training sessions with Kylie? Have you seen any of the question and answers that we do once a week for students?
Yes, occasionally I join the live, or if I can't join the live, then I play the replay. I do the replay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and when you're here, and that's the thing, we're all a collective. There's no pressure. You don't have to show up live. It's helpful, but you don't have to, and it's ultimately what you sort of put in is what you get out. And, if you don't have time, you don't have time. We all have lives, So in terms of getting on with the course, I mean, you're almost 1 year in, but you've also got a very demanding job. Have you given up being an air traffic controller yet full time to move into your business, or are you still working and running your business on the side? Where are you?
Well, I'm still working, but I'm not doing active control. I'm more on the regulatory side. I just oversee the operations. I had intended to transition into this business, probably leave formal employment maybe next year if things go my way. But looking at how the COVID-19 turned things around, I might have to stick around again the whole of next year, I believe, and then maybe consider leaving formal employment in 2022 to focus more on the business.
Yeah.
But I would say, had it not been for the COVID-19, things were coming up nicely for the business. And I had thought I was on track. Just when I thought everything was falling into place, then the COVID-19 came up, and now it looks like we are back to, I don't know.
Pause. The whole world's put on pause. But, you know, I
Yeah.
mean, having spoken for myself, I'd like to add to that. And, you know, COVID-19 has happened, but people that have gotten married, wanted to get married in 2020, have definitely postponed their weddings to 2021 or whenever they're able to. Celebrations aren't going to go away. So I think that my prediction, and certainly from everywhere around the world, is that, you know, 2021, when we're allowed to have weddings again and gatherings again, in terms of the wedding business, it's going to be a very busy season going into 2021.
Mhm.
So you could still, you know, very early on, I mean, people aren't, we don't know when we can have weddings. So, you know, money in terms of booking the clients, getting the contract done, and, you know, getting those service delivery, getting those contracts in place is obviously at the moment short term is a cash flow problem. But once we have an idea within the specific region, you'll see that turnover start coming into your business. And maybe, who knows, you know, you could step out of your formal employment very soon, because people in 2020 still want to get married, and 2021, they've been planning for 2 years to get their wedding done in 2021 because they want a very specific celebration. Those weddings are still going to happen. So we're going to see an extremely busy 2021 wedding season. You know, fact.
Yeah.
And you're going to be there to celebrate it with us. So you did what we call, just so to go back to your course, just to let people know what you were studying. I mean, basically, at the time you enrolled in what we called our Launchpad program, which is the equivalent of our advanced certificate program, which has everything: business, marketing, styling, wedding planning. It's a all-in-one package. Leabaneng, what did you, I mean, so far, I mean, have you gone through all of the courses yet, the course content yet? Where are you at in terms of your course content? 1 year later.
You're going to laugh at this. When I started, I dived deep into the wedding styling, because that was my main problem when I enrolled. So I really wanted to do the study so that I can offer my clients with something that is unique, something that is personalized. I think I spent a lot of time on that stream.
You can go back.
And then from there I went on to the florals, because I wanted to also to have that component of florals in the business. And now that I feel I'm comfortable with those two components, I've just started the business stream. From the business stream, I'll go on to the marketing. Like, because it's a I really like the fact that it's a self-paced course. So I sometimes I go deep into the one stream and then come out and then go into another one. So I think for now I've been interchanging the business stream and the marketing.
Yeah.
And I've just realized, I need to focus more on the marketing of the business, because now I'm comfortable. I know I can offer something that is unique. Now I need to go out and market myself. So I'm even trying to rebrand.
Yeah.
I've decided to do it in 2 phases. The first phase involves coming up with the brand colors and the logo and the stationery. Yeah. And then the second phase will be the launch, the website launch, which I'm thinking I'll do it around August, September there. So I'll say the first phase I'm done. Just waiting for my designer to probably deliver the stationery maybe next week, Monday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm working on my business, my copy for the copies for the website.
Yeah.
So that when we are out of winter, then I can do the photo shoots for the brand.
Oh, it's so exciting. It's like giving birth to something that you know, once you've niched down and you know exactly what it is that you're doing in your business,
Exactly.
exactly what you want to do and how you want to, you've got this vision in your head, and
Yes.
then looking at your plan and going, hey, this is how I want to do it. Because even though you've been in business technically for a few years now, you've done weddings before, but this is something that is perfect, that resonates with you, and that has good principles behind it. It's got a solid business plan. It's going to work. It just needs a bit of time, and it obviously needs not COVID-19 to go away so that you can start doing lots of weddings. But
remember before the training, I didn't know anything about niching.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about ideal client. So those things, they really helped. I've niched down my style, and I know who my ideal client is. Now I need to go out and talk to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's it. The riches are in the niches. We love to say, and it's good to see, hear from somebody who is living that, because I sit around and I talk to people all day about, oh, you should do this course, oh, you should get involved in that. But it's amazing, and this is what makes me happy. It's amazing to see and hear this baby being birthed, shall we say, rebirthed or whatever, and you know what, you will continue refining that. You will continue to refine that, and it's a good thing that you understand the nature. I mean, you're nodding your head because you know what I'm saying is the truth. I mean, in business, you don't write something and leave it. And I mean, a lot of people ask me, oh, but how long does it take to take the course? And I think we had this conversation as well. You were like, how long does it take to do the course? And I'm like, well, it takes as long as it takes. But you really have to live it. I mean, and she's laughing at me. She's laughing because what I'm saying is true. You kind of go back and you think about it, and then you go back again, and then I think you sent me an email. You were like, please, I need some help looking at the copy. Am I on the right track? And we're there to support you.
Very true. Very true. And Kyla did a good job for me. I sent her the copy, and she edited it, and it's perfect.
Yeah, Christine she's an amazing copywriter. I mean, she one of her many hats is copywriting. So I'm glad that Christine was able to help you with that, because I mean, that's not I do that as well, but I'm not as good as what she is. She's got years and years and years of experience, and Christine has written for professionally for other wedding professionals as well. So in terms of editing that, I mean, who has that? I mean, you'd pay somebody hundreds of dollars to be able to do that for you. But we're there to catch you. So
that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Leabaneng, I am going to close off our chat, because I think it's late, but I'd also I wanted to just in closing, is there any advice that you can give anybody thinking about doing the course, thinking about getting training, thinking about getting started, or from your perspective, a business owner that is just in the start of their kind of still doing it on the side, getting started? Is there any advice that you can give anybody?
Well, I'll say it's really very interesting and very nice to be a wedding professional or a wedding stylist or a planner, and base all that on your passion. But over and above passion, one needs to have some formal training to get the knowledge and the skill, and that's the only way to make yourself to stand out in the crowd. And remember, in this business, in this industry, each and every person, they call themselves professionals. So without formal training, you cannot really stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
So I will say, get formal training and be the best you can in the industry. That's what I did, and it's the best investment I did in 2019. Thank you.
Brilliant, brilliant. So I look forward to seeing your new brand. I'm going to be bugging you to, obviously this is going to go out as an email to everybody, as a recording, because we've recorded it. But I'm going to definitely post our recording on this on become aware, see the on the Facebook group. And I want to challenge you to share, if I may, your new branding when it comes online, because that is the exciting thing for me personally. That gives me so much joy, and it just that's why I do what I do, and get people involved in an exciting business. So I'm holding you to that.
Yes, definitely. I'll share it on the Facebook group. I'll do that.
Yay! Okay, Leabaneng, I'm going to call it. Thank you so much for taking the time out away from your family. It is evening because we're in Africa, so it's evening. But thank you for spending the time with me. And if you're still watching this, anybody, I know it's a bit long, but it's always awesome. I can't stop talking to these people, so it's always awesome to be able to share the journey and catch up again with you. It's been fabulous. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to stop recording, and yeah, I wish you all a very good day. And if you need to get in touch with any of us mentors, there's Zoe, myself, and Christine, about how to get started on the industry, how to get, let's talk about how we can help you. We're not just there to sell you a course. We genuinely want to help you. So yeah, so get in touch with all of us. The links are all below. And we can take that conversation further.